Hello, my name is Mark, and I'm working on the show Rivets, which is a musical about the men and women who worked in the shipyards during the war. It's also about gender issues and racial issues. My role on the show is light designer and scenic design, and that entails doing the set stuff, where things go, and other technical aspects of the show. When I started, the show is being held in a hold of a ship docked in Richmond, California, all the performances are down below deck, with the audience on one side of the hold and the performance on the other side in the center. Behind the acting area is sort of a background area where actors, when they're not performing, they're sort of working because it's set in a shipyard where people are always working. And what I started with when I did the show, was this platform from a previous show. And the platform is just wood right now, but to mimic the metal and stuff that's used on ships, we put rivets all around it. And to mimic the rivets, we use Nilla wafers, which I'll attach all around as dots and paint, and make it kind of distressed with rust colors and stuff like that too. There's other things as far as actors need to stay busy, so we have things all around the ship, including pulleys and cargo nets, which they can climb all over. At the top of the show, there's going to be a cargo net filled with all the set pieces that are all around the ship. And the people will unload the cargo net, and as they're singing their opening number, they'll kind of set the stage as if they're working, because they are, and the cargo net will go away. But one nice thing about the cargo net is because it's by the entryway, it also acts as crowd control to keep people off the stage and going through the audience. Sort of in the back area here, we have a series of pulleys, and everything's kind of asymmetrical. So we have pulleys that all really work, people can use, cargo nets that people can actually climb on, and pretend to work on, like with their wrenches and stuff. And then there's what I call a rope curtain, and the rope curtain, it's just meant as a scenic element, and there's sort of a wall of studs and then a downstage wall of rope. And those will be lit independent of each other and be used for stylization and things like that. The show uses about 90 instruments plus LEDs, totaling about 120 channels, using about 300 amps if everything was on at full. Plays for about a month, from October 1st, 2010 through October 24th.
Any limitations with power usage?
Yeah, so limitations. The first time I did the show, I had about 25 amps of power. The second time I had 50 amps of power available to me, or maybe 100. And this time I have 150 amps of power. So I can only turn on no more than half the lights at once. But of course, the idea is that you never have everything on full. And so I have to play that game. I'll also have to balance loads because of the way single-phase power works. There's some gameplay with power usage. Before I had two dimmers, and now I have, I used to have these two big dimmers that are up here, kind of blinded by the light. And then last time I had the two dimmers plus 6 more small dimmers, and this time I have 2 dimmers plus 16 small dimmers, which are just placed all around the theater, including LED lights, which are on their own. They're something. What else? We have a variety of effects from, well, I don't want to say anything, but there's a variety of effects. Well, I'll show you. There's a movie scene, which I'll actually demonstrate after this. And we have a projector that's actually up on this wall here. And when the projector shifts the audience, and to mimic the light bouncing off the screen as if people were watching a movie, there's actually a strobe light which flickers on light onto them. And so we'll have this sort of double effect of the flickering of space. There's also some other effects like this mirror ball. There's some moments where we go from realistic to surreal, sort of dreamlike states as lovers sing to each other and people start dancing romantically all around them. What else? What other effects do we have? A lot of little highlighting of things with ropes and things that kind of set the mood and tone will be kind of programmed into the whole show. And the show, when it's finished, will have probably around 300 to 350 cues, I suspect. Which I'll have to get programmed in the next day or two.
How long will that take?
Well, I guess a day or two, right? I have no choice. Last time it took me several days to program, and this time I'm running about twice as many lights as the time before. So it's going to take twice as long, but even more because with each light adds an extra dimension of combinations, and it becomes exponentially complicated.
How many days until the show opens?
Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so 3 more days, I guess, to make this happen.
How much sleep are you going to get?
Well, I can sleep after the show started, but until then.
How many nights have you spent on the boat?
This is my 5th night, straight through. Actually, yeah, 4th night. I don't know. I started on Thursday, I think, and today is Tuesday. So.
Do you plan on living on the boat for a few more days?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Well, except for Wednesday when I'm visiting my grandmother from 11 to 4. But just keep going until it's done, and that's the beauty of this what we call tech week, this last week before the show.
So how hot does it get in here?
I don't know, but right now it's pretty warm. I would guess it's in the 80s, something like that. I don't know.
Easily
in the 80s. Once you put on 20,000 watts worth of lights, plus a cast of 40 people, plus an audience of 120 people, it's going to get pretty toasty. And we know that people generate about 100 watts with an energy, right? So the heat comes off of that. And the ventilation here is not designed for, it was not designed for this. It was just designed to hold cargo. And furthermore, it was designed with the idea the ship would be in motion. So all the scoops on the outside of the ship that would catch air as it moves. When the ship is docked, it doesn't capture air. So it just comes with the territory. But it's good for the skin, helps exfoliate. So unfortunately, everyone's going to come to the ship every night because they're going to think it's cold. So they're going to wear coats, and long sleeves and stuff, and they're going to come down inside and become swelteringly, super hot. So we're trying to figure out how to resolve that, but it's pretty limited. Yeah, that's it.